everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for the ending of April and the beginning of May 2014. I got a big one here. First I'm going to talk about the stack I got for Free Comic Book Day, and then I'm going to run through the regular comics that I got. And I'm not going to go into too much detail with the Free Comic Book Day. I'm just going to show you what I got and what I thought of them. With the Free Comic Book Day stash, I start off with The Tick. Not much to say about this. I mean, it's The Tick. You get what you ask for when it comes to The Tick. I loved this. This was so fun. I love The Tick. I've always been a big fan of The Tick, and to see this, to read this, and I like all the fourth wall breaking jokes, all the funny gags, all the stuff that you remember from The Tick is all still here and still intact. And I even love the editor's note saying usually when Arthur says something like that, it's usually off panel. Like they're telling you you're reading a freaking comic book, and I love it. This was great, pure fun, just pure fun. Then I got Rocket Raccoon. Not much to say about this either. The artwork was good, cartoony and good, the way it should be sometimes. The writing, it was pretty good. Look, I love the character of Rocket Raccoon. I'm just not the world's biggest fan of him, you know. And this was what it was. It was entertaining, and I did enjoy it. I really can't complain. It was free. And then I got the Future's End shot, 0 issue, special edition, whatever you want to call it. Future's End. This was really good. This was actually better than I thought it was going to be. It's like the Brother Eye is infecting. This takes place in the Batman Beyond world, the Batman Beyond timeline, and all the superheroes that are remaining are being infected. It's like this Brother Eye technology is infecting them. It's kind of like a zombie story, sort of. That's all I can really say. I don't want to ruin this. All I'm going to say is this. Out of all the books I got for Free Comic Book Day, I think this one was my favorite. I really, really liked this, and who knows, I might give this miniseries a try. This was really good. I liked it. Guardians of the Galaxy for Free Comic Book Day. This explains how Venom got on the team, and I'm really glad that Bendis himself cleared that up. Because the last issue of Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to come out after this, and instead came out before this. So a lot of people were scratching their heads. It's like, how did Venom get on the team? And this book right here explains how Venom gets on the team. There's a second story with Thanos I thought was pretty good. And then there was a third story setting up the Spider-Verse. Yeah, and wow. Really, really good. Spider-Verse, it starts off with the Spider-Man of 1609. That I will say. But this was really good. Yeah, I really can't complain. It was free. Then, of course, me being a kid of the 80s and 90s, I had to get it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. However, this really disappointed me. You would think, oh, it's a Power Rangers comic book. What the fuck did you expect? I expected better than this. Whoever worked on this got so many things wrong. First of all, they talked about, they gave a character bio of each Ranger, okay? Apparently nobody told them that Trini's last name is Kwan, Trini Kwan. They got Billy Cranston, Jason Lee Scott, Zach Taylor, Kimberly Hart, and Tommy Oliver. But when they talked about Trini's bio, they just said, Yellow Ranger, Trini. They didn't know her last name was Kwan. Okay, and then in the profile for Tommy, it's the profile of the White Ranger, yet in the picture of him morphing, it's him morphing as the Green Ranger, and they got the bio completely wrong. The Green Ranger powers were disintegrated in seasons 1 and 2, and when they said and the bio actually says that when he came back as the White Ranger, his powers are still are only temporary. He's only temporarily back as the White Ranger. And I'm like, no, he came back temporarily as the Green Ranger. But when he came back as the White Ranger, it was a more permanent basis. I'm like, how did they get something like that wrong? And this takes place immediately after the White Light episode, after they defeated the Scarlet Sentinel. I mean, this takes place immediately after the debut of the White Ranger. They brought the Rad Bug in here. There's so many things this felt nostalgic, but they got so many things wrong. Like Kimberly, arguably the hottest Power Ranger in existence. I disagree. I always thought Trini was a little hotter. But Kimberly, in this book, the way she's drawn is just completely creepy. She looks like she's 10 or 11 years old. That's really creepy. Is that what the artist wanted her to look like? And they used the rad bug and... the red bug, the Volkswagen that they used to fly in season 1 is the main monster of this. Oh my god, this was bad. I was expecting it to be laughably bad and like cheesy, so bad it's kind of good, you know, it's kind of but it's still really good. No, they got too many things wrong with the series. And there's even a crack at Bulk and Skull from Kimberly, but she gets their names wrong. She calls them Spike and Bulk. I'm like, that's from Samurai. Oh my god. They messed up so many things. I wonder if they did it on purpose just to get us fans going, oh, they got this wrong, they got this wrong, they got this wrong. Hell, they might have. But they got so many things wrong. And, you know, I grew up with these characters, and to see them do so many wrong things with them, it's just kind of insulting. But there was my free comic book day stash. Now on to the actual books that I had to pay for. We're going to start off with DC. We're going to start with Batgirl Annual number 2. Gail Simone, I love you, Gail. Thank you for this. This was really good. This is Batgirl teaming up with Poison Ivy. She's working with Ivy on after a mission that they had with the Birds of Prey. Now keep in mind, I stopped reading Birds of Prey a long time ago after DC royally fucked over Starling. And no, I'm not over it. But, you know, Barbara in here discovers things about Pam that, you know, are just coming to root here, no pun intended. And it's really, really telling. The drama is all there. It is really good. And there's also some really dramatic storytelling concerning Barbara and her roommate Alicia. Really good stuff. The action in here was pretty good. When they come across the main threat of this issue, it's kind of, I wouldn't say underwhelming, it's just kind of surprising of that's where they find him and how his demeanor is, you know, how his attitude is. It's kind of surprising. I didn't really see that coming, but that's how this book captivated me and kept me going. Very nicely done, and it's nice to see Ivy actually showing actual emotion, showing she actually cares for things. And there's a really big wink and a nod of just how much she cares for Harley. You know, she even, you know, there's a little mention of here of how much she cares for Harley, and she said, you know, even makes a mention that Harley is the only true friend that she has. You know, and it's just really, really good stuff. I really enjoyed this. This was good. Very good. Thank you, Gail, for this. Moving on to Batman 66, number 10. Mr. Freeze breaks the ice and Batgirl clashes with Cleopatra. This was awesome. I loved this. You know, the past couple issues have been kind of, okay. But this, finally, we're going back a step up. This was really good. Mr. Freeze, it's August in Gotham City. Temperatures are through the roof. It is a massive heat wave. 99, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Everybody's sweating their asses off. And Mr. Freeze, conveniently disguising himself in an ice cream truck, is passing out these little devices that provide instant cooling to the person who holds them. And, of course, Batman and Robin in the Batcave just so happen to have a device that helps them analyze them. Plot convenience. Just like it was back in the old days. But this was really good. I loved the first story with Bruce and Dick taking on Mr. Freeze. They even wrote in Mr. Freeze's accent in here very well. And I love the comedic knock that, you know, Batman and Robin are skiing in a winterized Gotham City, and Robin looks like he's still in his short pants and elf shoes, and even the citizens of Gotham are pointing it out, saying, he's like, no, I got skin-colored thermal underwear on, so it just looks like I'm nearly naked. It's funny. And the second story with Batgirl taking on Cleopatra, who is actually one of Bruce's girlfriends, or one of Bruce's flings, who was one time kidnapped by King Tut, and now she really believes she is the reincarnation of Cleopatra. And I just love how Barbara takes care of her. It's just really good. She fights off some goons. and you think they're going to get a cat fight between Barbara and Cleopatra, and all Barbara does is just go smack, and Cleopatra gives up. Funny shit. I loved this. This was fun, very enjoyable, awesome. A surefire addition to your Batman 66 collection, without question. This was awesome. Moving on to the Batwoman Annual number 1. This takes place after Batwoman issue number 24. Thanks to the editor for pointing this out. This is the conclusion of Batwoman's run-in with the DEO and with Bones and Agent Chase and everything, getting her twin sister back. This was good. Very good. The espionage is all there. The drama is there. The action was good. The emotions were very well done. You know, it's just amazing how so many things were done so well in here. And I love how they took care of Bones. They didn't completely get rid of him. What they did with Bones was very nice. You know, he's out of the picture for now, but I can honestly see him coming back into the fold. And if they continue to write him like they did in here, I'll be on board with it. This was really good. It's nice to see Mark Andreyko, the current writer, finish a story that the previous writer, J.H. Williams III, had worked on. This was really good stuff. I enjoyed it. A very nice conclusion to the DEO story for Batwoman. Just really nicely done. And Maggie and Detective Bullet have a good moment in here. Just everybody had a good moment. Everybody had a good part in the story. The writing was good. The artwork was really good. The artwork matched the storytelling damn near perfectly. Really, really good. Really can't complain. This was good. Very good. The Flash Annual number 3. This surprised me. This was actually better than I thought it was going to be. Why does the fastest man alive want to kill Barry Allen? And this was good. We finally get her. This is where we get a full-fledged first appearance of the New 52 version of Wally West. And don't know what to say about Wally quite yet. He obviously looks different. He obviously has a different character to him. But who knows? Over time, it could work. I'm not going to scoff it just yet because we're just now meeting Wally West for the first time in the New 52. It's too early to scoff it. It's too early to praise it. I'm just going to run with it and see where it goes. I'm just hoping I'm not disappointed overall. You know, but we're seeing Barry trying to, you know, wrap things up with what's been going on with all these cases coming around. And we also get to see what the Barry Allen from the future is going through. And 20 years from now, he has a fight with Gorilla Grodd in here. And Gorilla Grodd, he does a couple of things in here. We only see him do one of the things that he says he does in here. But, oh my God. Barry walks in on Grodd eating something. And when you see what he's eating, my jaw dropped. I went, no! Oh man, that completely blindsided me. And then he says he ate something. There's something else that he ate, you know, to build up his power and everything. And I'm like, oh, really? Ooh. And then Barry does something that, you know, many people would consider very out of character, and I kind of got to agree with that. But we don't know what frame of mind the future Barry is in. But something is going down later on in this series, you know, and Barry of the future says he's got to run back to the past to do a certain something. Of course, you can already tell what he's probably wanting to do if you just look at the cover. But whoa. Oh, it is really good. And I'm not going to give away everything in here, but this was much better than I thought it was going to be. Very, very good. Alright, we're ending DC with Green Lantern New Guardians Annual number 2. This is a very Kyle-heavy book. This is very Kyle-heavy. Wow. Kyle does some pretty nasty shit in here. Or is it really Kyle? we don't know until later on at the end of the book. Apparently, this has some more explanation as to what happened to Kyle when he reached the source wall at the end of the fight with Relic and everything. Kyle found something in the source wall, and he changed it. He don't know why he doesn't know why he changed it, but he changed it, and it created something. And when he changed what he found in the source wall, it created something that he ended up having to combat in here. And it's just, woo. I don't want to give away too much more of this, but Justin Jordan and Steven Segovia, I probably butchered that name, and I'm sorry, but this was impressive. Very impressive. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting much when I picked this up. I didn't know what I was getting into, and one thing I will point out is that it seems that Carol and Kyle are growing even more closer together, which can't be good for Hal once he finds out. But like the Flash annual, this annual was much better than I anticipated. Very great read, good stuff, and a damn good cliffhanger. This ended on a cliffhanger that will continue the story in the next issue of Green Lantern New Guardians in issue number 31. Now I'm really looking forward to the next issue of this series. This was an annual done right. It gave you a good story, gave you some good action, some good dramatic storytelling that further builds on the story of what you're reading, and it ends on a cliffhanger that makes you want to continue reading the story. It is really good. Fantastically well done. Can't say nothing else about it without ruining it for you. Alright, we're moving on to Marvel with All New X-Men number 26. Bendis and Imanen, they do what they do in here. But wow, to see Jean so emotionally damaged, and she's talking with Dick Summers, older Cyclops. And there's even a couple of panels in here that suggest something I don't want to see. And I'm like, Dick Summers, you fucking bastard, don't you even think it. And some other things are happening in here. Warren has, original Angel, young Angel. He has tries to get through to Laura, X-23, and she's just not having any of it. But then we get a pretty, well, I wouldn't say nice, I would say a pretty interesting swerve concerning X-23. And then the book ends on one of those dun 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 kinds of cliffhangers. I'm like, oh boy, shit's fixing to hit the fan. This was good. This was really good. Not great, not perfect, but I liked it. It was a solid read. I enjoyed it. We're going to end this, you guessed it, The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, or issue 701. Dan Slott, Humberto Ramos. I got to admit, I was already preparing a rant before I even bought this. I'm like, $6? Are you really that desperate to get that much money? Are you really going to be that fucking greedy, Marvel? Are you really? And I was ready to get a rant because I saw the price tag and I was thinking to myself, there's no fucking way in hell that this issue is going to be worth $6. I was wrong. I will honestly admit, like a man, I was wrong. This was good. To see Peter he's trying to catch up on all the stuff he's missed while Doc Ock was busy ruining his reputation. Peter was able to see the bad stuff that Ock did while he was gone, but he was also able to get caught up on the good stuff that Ock did. Because of Ock, now Peter is a doctor. He has his own company. He has his own employees. He's making a lot of money. Yet at the same time, Peter's starting to learn that he may have started relationships he never knew anything about, and he's also been, and Ock has also ruined several relationships that Peter has had in the past. And there's a shining example in here. And this is a multiple story book. In the first story, we're getting to see Peter coming to grips with, you know, Parker Industries, you know, trying to, you know, the story starts in a classic Spider-Man way. Spider-Man saving the day, yet being very awkward at it. Awkward. Yeah, let's call it that. Awkward. Only Peter would let shit like that happen to him. But at the end of the first story, Ock's girlfriend, Anna Maria, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. She knows Peter is Spider-Man. But what I won't spoil is how she found out. Nice! Girl's very smart. The other stories are involving the Black Cat. Ooh, the Black Cat stuff. Ooh, Felicia. I could see the fire in your eyes. The way the artwork is done in the Black Cat story. Facial expressions tell the whole story. She's fucking pissed. She's out for blood. She's on the loose, and she's got her claws set on good old Webhead. Peter is in deep shit. The other stories in here were really good. Plus, there's the bonus book, Inhuman #1, which I thought was pretty good, but I'm not interested in the Inhuman series. Overall, yeah, it is good to see Peter back. And yes, I know that Marvel strategically released this book the same week Amazing Spider-Man 2 appears in the box office. I get that. But I will be honest and I will be fair. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a biased fanboy and Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. But I gotta say, this was, to me, worth $6. It was that good. It was much better than I thought. And apparently, when Peter first got bit by that radioactive spider, thanks to this issue, I learned that when Peter first got bit by that spider, not only did it bite him, it bit someone else before its life ceased to exist. Because sometimes when a spider bites something, it dies. Of course, that's what the book hinted at, but it didn't just bite Peter. It bit Peter and someone else on that same day. So, okay, we're going to get a new spider-like character. Alright, let's see where this goes. And also, apparently, according to a story involving a Spider-Man fan in here, back in the days when Petey was 15 years old, he just gotten bit, he was getting his powers, and he was ready to take on Crusher Hogan for a measly $1,000. Apparently, back then, smartphones and YouTube existed back then. Oh my god. I know Marvel likes to tweak origins and add new stuff, but Jesus Christ. Smartphones and YouTube existed in the 60s. What the fuck? Of course, you know, stuff changes over time. You gotta keep these characters as young as you can. I get that. But that was laughable. God. Kind of makes me wonder if when Spidey confronts the burglar for killing his Uncle Ben, I wonder did he walk in on the burglar, texted somebody and say, "Hey, I just killed an old man. He was such a fucking noob." Like, this is so... I'll take it for what it is. This was a really good book. I'm being fair and I'm being honest. It wasn't perfect like I just described, but it was nice. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I actually thought this was worth $6. I'd say give Petey another chance. But, you know, my former mentor, Craig, from the Grandland video blog he used to do a few years ago, he told me on Twitter that he believes the magic is gone. I think it kind of is. I think Marvel needs to try and get that magic back. Because let's face it, the magic was indeed gone with Superior Spider-Man. But that superior shit's dead and buried. It's time to get amazing again. Peter's back. Let's try and get some of that classic Spider-Man magic back. Because God knows Marvel needs it. So there you go. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Or issue 701, depending on how you want to look at it. Well, that's all I got for this review, everybody. I've shot my mouth off long enough. Please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget my Blugoblin X channel. The next thing I want to do on Blugoblin X is a back issue review special, in which I review nothing but issues of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe for DC. I just uploaded a review for Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. I reviewed Batman Eternal issues #2 and 3. I need to read issue 4, then I'll review that. I need to get caught up on Fantastic Four reviews as well as Ultimate Spider-Man for Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. Don't forget about my bro, TheMtVernonKid, J.L. Ghoul, Mark and Chloe at Fast Second Comics, Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex, my dearest friends here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.